thing is, it's so damn cool.
I know.
12 Reasons to Die was possibly my album of the year last year. Like, it's just the album that I would listen to over and over again. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Speaking of albums that kind of had concepts.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Cadillactica.
Oh, wow. I can't even say it.
Tallahassee.
Cadillactica by Big Crit, we've decided.
Cadillactica by Big Crit. That was my Christopher Walken impression, and that was horrible.
Whoa, that was? Oh my god.
Like, twist it, and then it just didn't come together.
Dude, I mean nothing by it, but like Christopher Walken is always like every white guy thinks they can do a Christopher Walken, and it never sounds good. I've never heard a black guy try to do a Christopher Walken. So it wasn't even in my head that, oh, he's going for Christopher Walken right there. I didn't even think about that. Like, it wasn't even considered.
Well, I haven't heard his voice recently, so I can't really do it.
You don't have a frame of reference. It's cool.
Like, I know he sounds like German and New York, but like by way of this alien race that somehow twisted the voice into something completely new.
Yeah, he spent time in both places, like observing the language, and then I was like, well, this is what humans sound like.
But yeah, Cadillac.
Starship Cadillactica, yes.
Yeah. So this is a concept album, slightly in the idea of the first 3 songs are kind of concept albums, and then it's just kind of like a really cool Southern funk album, you know?
Okay.
It's I mean, hip hop funk, you know.
Yeah.
Like, that's sort of like, oh my god, this music is so damn beautiful. My favorite song was it Mind Control? Jesus, man. Dude, beautiful music on that one, Mind Control. And let me see. So basically it starts off, it's the first song is called Creation, and it's him and his girlfriend talking about how, like, we're gonna create life. And it's like, what are we gonna call it? Let's call it Cadillactica. Cadillactica. Like, he just goes like, let's call it Cadillactica. She's like, Cadillactica? And they're both like, Cadillactica. Like, okay.
Yeah. That suddenly rubs me the right way.
And I guess it's like, you know, it's a metaphor for creating life and creating art. You know, it's like, we're going to create this entity, you know? And then it turns out it's like the next song, Life, is kind of about him being this alien sent from the planet. What was the name of the planet? It was cool. It was like, oh my god, Cadillactica. It was damn it, Rap Genius, why couldn't you just pull up faster?
You're ruining the illusion.
This has to seem seamless, damn it. Cadillac, Cadillac, Cadillac. It's Life, I think it is. And he talks about how, like, it wasn't a planet that it came from. It was like the planet. Oh yeah, it's the planet Cadillactica was created within the history of the Big Bang, or what we like to call the 808. Which I was like, you see, because the 808 is banging, and this is the Big Bang, and the creation. I was like, dude, that's fucking nice.
By the way, as a side note, I just wanted to point out to the audience, because you didn't mention it at the time, and now here is where I almost want to pause it and listen to the song. The song Mind Control that you were just hyping up there a minute ago features Wiz Khalifa.
Yeah.
And I look at that, and my mind almost shuts off.
Okay.
And I'm like, fuck, I don't know if I can do that.
Here's the thing. The music is incredible. You know, Big Crit gets his verse, and it's cool. And then E40 comes in, and I guess he's getting like a whole resurgence now.
I guess. This is the
He's
first time I've
featured on
heard
that.
about him in years.
He's featured on that Big Sean song.
Which one?
You know the I don't fuck with you.
Oh, I don't really pay attention to Big Sean. Not like that.
But I mean, that's his like latest single. It's doing pretty good right now.
Good for him.
But yeah, it's just like okay, E40's on the you know, he's up now, and he's spitting some dope rhymes. He's like, I got Emerald on my tongue. I talk slick. I was like, oh. And you know, he's just spitting that pimp shit. The thing about a lot of this album is it's like it doesn't really go as mentally as far as Big Crit usually does, which is slightly disappointing. But it handles the typical topics pretty damn well. And so it's like it's one of those like, yeah, you can make this type of song, but do it well. And I feel like he does that for the most part, you know? And then Wiz Khalifa comes in. And he's just talking. It just sounds like he's talking about random shit. Like he's like, I'm on a mission, just me and Vincent. And I was like, who the fuck is Vincent? And it turns out Vincent is his dog.
Oh!
It's like,
okay.
What? And then he's like, yo, bitch just might come up missing like the roof. And I was like, wait, are you talking about you're going to be riding in your car with your dog and your girl and my girlfriend? Like, why does your dog have to be in the equation?
I'm going to reach back in the back seat and give him a high five. He's going to point at me like, yeah, you go.
And then he goes like, we pulled up to the Papado, which is like some restaurant, and then sat down, ordered the clam chowder. I had the lobster bisque. And it's like, what the fuck?
Wait, it was a drive-thru that has lobster bisque.
Well, it's just like, like where everyone else is like, yeah, I'm on that pimp shit. Like, we're on that ill shit. And he's just talking about like going to like he's going to talking about a seafood restaurant. Like, what the fuck are you? Like, it just listening to it, it just sounds random. Just like, yeah, I ordered the lobster bisque. It's like, what?
I asked for no ice, but the bitch gave me ice anyway. So when she came back, I said, hey, I politely asked for no ice, and she said, oh, okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah, and then the next thing he says, so it's like, she ordered the clam chowder, I ordered the lobster bisque. I'm what they talking about if the topic is money, clothes, hoes, and weed smoke. And it's like,
stop it.
Are you sure? Because I can swear we're just talking about seafood.
If you're talking about a fish can, no.
So yeah, he happens, and then the album, and then we get back to our regularly scheduled program.
That sounds like quite a ride, I'll say.
But yeah, a lot of the songs are really cool. There's one song I didn't like as much though. It was called "Do You Love Me," and it was like, it's sort of like, oh, my girlfriend is like a car, or my car is like a girlfriend. I don't really know exactly where he was going, but his actual girlfriend sings the hook, so I'm guessing she must not have had too much of a problem with it. But it goes like, she goes like, do you love me for real? Do you love me for real? Do you love me for real? And then he says, said my car as I worked her wheel. And I don't know, when you literally say she's a car, it just kind of, it's just a little too on the nose for the metaphor. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That
like,
sounds
do you
weird.
love me for real? Said my car as I worked her wheel. It's just like, I don't think you're actually supposed to say she's a car.
No. Because
now it sounds like talking to your car. Like, leave it slightly ambiguous so we could be like, oh, you know, the metaphors and allusions could mean a car, but it could also, but then you just literally said, no, I'm actually talking to my car.
Yeah, it's a car.
But it actually is pretty cool. The instrumentation, I mean, it's a little light, but it has like a random, like people, rubbing their hands, which I don't know how I feel about that, but it sounded pretty cool. Like, it's like, ooh, we got something warm for you, you know.
I can see that working.
Yeah, it was all right. But I don't know, it wasn't the best one. Instrumentally, the best one was that and Soul Food. Soul Food was really good. He was just talking about how, like, you know, man, things aren't really the way they used to be, and you know how we're not about love anymore. We're just about, you know, materialism, and like what happened to like the neighborhood, you know?
Mm.
So I thought it was a really cool moment. Like he's saying like what happened to the soul food, you know? And how we're less together as people, you know? So I thought
Huh.
that was cool. And then King of the South, it was all right. Um, actually, it was good. It was good. But as while listening to it, the only thing I could think of is, hey, what happened to Mount Olympus?
What?
Yeah, Mount Olympus.
Yeah.
That was he released a single earlier this year called Mount Olympus, and I was like, yeah, there was a music video for it and everything. I was like, what that is that going to be on this album? And it was like, I
Oh.
looked at the track listing, and it was like, hey, it's not, dude. Mount Olympus. That's like one of my contenders for like the best song of the year, and it's not on this album.
Yeah, it's on
That's
the
the reason why I listened to this album. Damn it.
it's on the deluxe edition.
Oh yeah, because there were sample issues or something like that. Like they couldn't get,
Oh, okay.
which just pisses me off. It's like just take out the sample.
No, man, he doesn't want to. He doesn't want to. What's the word I'm looking for? He doesn't want to. Fuck. He doesn't want to.
Oh, ruin the
What?
integrity of the music.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. Like his creativity. He doesn't want to stifle it.
I just think that's annoying. It's like, damn it, just use something else.
You
Or
got something else laying around. Use that
do
shit.
a remix. Like, hey, here's the remix, and do slightly different instrumentation, but keep the fucking verses, man. What the
Yeah.
hell?
He's like, oh well. Throw
Yeah,
it on the
he's like,
deluxe
nope.
edition.
Yeah, it's like, nope, can't use it. What? Nope, can't use it. Also, I'm pretty sure I just like popped an octave for some reason. But and there was Angels, which just had a very interesting chorus. It was I think angels get high, 'cause I can't describe all these clouds in the sky. I think God must have cried, 'cause I can't describe all this rain in my life. It sounds cooler when you hear it sung, but
Okay.
it's you know how it is. Like lyrics may sound
Yeah.
lame, like when you just read them, but like
Yeah.
you hear the music, it's like, yeah. And he goes into it, which it's kind of weird. It's like he's talking about, I think angels get high because there are all these clouds, which are I guess the chronic smoke or whatever.
Mm.
But I'm not sure how that directly relates to like what he's going through. Like, hey, angels, stop getting high, dude. I'm going through some shit in my life right now.
Now's not the time.
What are you doing? Not in front of the kids. Please, this flies in the face of your perception. So altogether, it was a good album. I would give it a solid 5, honestly.
Sweet.
Because it all comes together. It's not as challenging as I kind of wanted Big Crit to be when I heard The Vent back in the day, like 2-3 years ago. But it's still good music. And it comes together. It's one of those, even at the end of the day, if you don't like all the lyrics, it's like the beats are just so unbelievably beautiful and just like it has that southern bump, but just with like this sort of jazzy inflection to it that really elevates it, especially Stand By, which is like, it was just an interlude. And it's just like, it's very free flowing. It's only like a minute and a half. And he's just talking about this girl that he met that's going through like trials and tribulations and shit, and how, and how she's kind of like, she's in his past now, and she's, I can't remember if she's trying to talk to him now. It's the usual, like, oh, you didn't check for me back then, but you checked it for me now. Oh, but it doesn't treat it as much as just like man, I'm just gonna fuck you and leave. It treats it like, huh. Like there's a bit of contemplation on, what she was going through in her life,
Yeah.
No. So I thought that was cool. The one I did not like as much at all was let me see. It was Pay Attention, which felt a little too much like okay, now we've got to do the hit song,
Oh, okay.
Like, the song is like, oh, there's this girl dancing at a strip club, and man, I should have been paying more attention to her. But it doesn't really do anything with that idea or like unique concept or whatever, like of, I was doing this, but then I missed her. It's really just like, oh, there was a couple minutes where I didn't notice, but I'm totally just looking at her now. Like it presents the slight little concept that could be something, but it's just like, no, it's just about looking at a girl who's hot in a strip club. And it's just like, all right, it doesn't really elevate it in a way, and then the music doesn't really add as much either. The singing is good though.
As I'm reading about it, it totally is the potential lead single. It says let me see here. So where's the sentence start? Oh shit! Wow. Okay. So he's talking about the producers and everyone he worked with, and listen to the sample, and it says when he sent that to me, I was like, I got it as far as the verses, and it was dope to be able to add a little bit of edge and southern twang to it. I can still be myself, but make a record as big as Pay Attention and showcase my growth as I'm getting older. I want to put that in my music. I'm not Crit from 2010. Do you really see that track as like a, this is me now, look at me grow?
No. Actually, it's really weird because I keep hearing these, like I hear Mountain Olympus and I hear The Vent, and it sounds like, hey, here's this guy who's growing, and then he makes these songs and it's just like, okay, I can swear you just said that you were growing, but all right, no, that's fine.
Yeah, he says that Pay Attention was him being out of his comfort zone.
Really?
Yeah, that's what it says. That's what it says, he said.
I mean, because a lot of this song really does sound like it's that southern, it's that southern hip hop funk, and that's cool, do that, but like, I actually don't think, in the context of this album, Pay Attention doesn't really stand out. In fact, it only stands out for how not as good as the rest of the album it is.
And the record's getting really good reviews. On Metacritic, it has an average of 90 out of 100.
That song?
No, the album.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's a good album,
Yeah, I mean, it's getting well received by just about everybody. So,
yeah, it definitely comes together, once again, like, the most beautiful music I've possibly heard this year. And then there's the last song called Lost Generation with Lupe Fiasco. And, a Big Crit, he gets his little verse on, but then Lupe comes in and he goes like, he basically says, man, fuck all this conscious rap shit. Let's just make this money. But he does, but he, he how Lupe does it. Like, he does it in a sort of like the wink wink nudge nudge.
Right.
Like he says, for that Crit, let's kill these niggas. You got skills to help build these killers. Take the murder rate even higher and take a nigga bitch in the process. Turn the whole thing into a contest. My nigga, fuck this Mike. We should be fucking with Mike. Military industrial complex. And we can get rich, nigga. Fuck showing love. They ain't listening to us. They ain't playing this bitch in the club.
Damn.
It's just like, oh shit.
That is really fucking good.
So, it's cool to hear Lupe coming out with a dope verse,
Yeah.
Blessing the track, as it were.
So a solid 5 from you. That's awesome. I'm definitely gonna have to go back and check it out before our next episode, so I can actually.
I'm sure you are.
I hear it in your voice. I can see your fucking face. I can see it. I can see the doubt.
I'm totally smirking. I'm smirking.